Oh yeah, sorry. Welcome to another episode of the BritCaveBlitz. It's me, Smit. It's Guy Daddy Smit on Instagram and Instagram only. Sam's back with me.
I have returned after another week off. I don't do odd numbers. That's the reason.
Yeah, we really need to look at these annual leave days because this is taking the piss now.
Do we not get 30 holidays a week?
I'm still
a
getting
week,
paid
a year.
the same.
Yeah, we are getting paid the same, and I'm doing half of the work. Yeah, maybe you should look into it.
Okay.
What happened there? Why did we go quiet for so long?
I was marking off how many times we've predicted the teams. I was making sure I ticked them all. Stuff. And you can follow the podcast at BritCaveBlitz on social medias. Let's start off as usual. News.
Okay, into the news we go. We'll start off with the firing of Titans head coach Brian Callahan. This actually makes it so for the past three first overall picks have all had their head coaches fired in that year. Is that not super interesting?
It's absolutely stupid. I saw that. I keep seeing the list of like how it's GM fired, then head coach, then GM fired, then head coach. GM like brings in or advises of new GM, then head coach gets fired. It's it's just a big mess, that organisation, and I've still yet to see any news on if the is it the O-line coach, because he's the head coach's dad.
Yeah,
I haven't seen if he's kept his job yet or not.
So what? Oh, you was just talking about the Titans completely when you was talking about getting fired. All right, it was just because obviously what I said. So Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, and Bryce Young have all had their head coaches fired in the first season.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I just meant specific the Titans.
Yeah,
mainly because the latest news article says Titans interim to stay positive for rookie QB Ward. Like, do not let him know that we are depressed and panicking behind these scenes.
Yes,
smiles every time you're around him. Party poppers everywhere.
like he's a dog.
Yeah. He can sense your depression.
Yeah, you need to remain positive. Yeah, I mean, what a mess of a. It was coming, but yeah, definitely a mess. Maybe they should try something new, and stick with a head coach.
What are you going to say? Win games?
Even if they lose a few games, maybe sticking with a head coach might be a good idea. Just a thought, anyway.
I think it's one of them. Like it's Tennessee. It's a big, like, I know America's a big football place, but like I feel like Tennessee and like Texas are the big football places. You know, like even high school football is big for them. So I feel like if somebody's doing shit, a bit like, you know how Philadelphia, even when they do, it doesn't matter what if they do good or they do bad, the fans still riot and destroy the streets.
Yeah,
it's like that, but obviously the Titans are consistently doing bad.
I would ask who you think is possible to take over for him, but we'll talk about that next week. Give ourselves a bit of time to think about it rather than dumping it on you now.
Let's check.
Oh dear. I don't think
he'd be
accepted there.
No, get him in just for the week when Vrabel comes down. When Vrabel comes for revenge, have Belichick waiting for him.
The next bit of news is Fred Warner being out for the season. I mean, during the game, it did look like a bad injury. I didn't think it was. It looked like it was dislocated, but obviously it's come out that it was broken and dislocated. So he's undergoing surgery and now out for the season. In the long line of injuries for the 49ers, it just seems Christian McCaffrey's taken Fred Warner now to make sure that he can stay alive till the end of the season.
Took as many as he could from the offense. He's got to start doing it on the defense now.
I definitely think this is their biggest loss out of everyone. He's definitely their most important player.
100%, because before before he went out, obviously they had lost Nick Bosa. So it was just a thing of there are edge rushers and defensive linemen who seem to be coming into an end of contract or having issues with teams, so could be picked up by the 49ers to improve their season.
Yeah.
Now with Fred Warner gone, even if he did that, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he's the quarterback of the defense. I don't think they have somebody else to fill that role, even if they're a good middle linebacker as a defender. I don't know if they are as a leader.
He was 100% the best off-ball linebacker in the league, and I genuinely think there's not like the gap between him and the next best is one of the biggest in positions. Like, he's so far better than anybody else in that position that it's such a big loss.
Yeah.
Like you said, with Nick Bosa, he was obviously he's great for him. He's a great player, but he's not replaceable. But you can make up a decent chunk of his work, but not with what Fred Warner was capable of. And it was shown because I think, wasn't it the highest amount of points they've given up this season as soon as he's gone off injured?
Oh, yeah, only just. Before that, it was 26 points that had scored against him. This was the highest by 4 points.
It was like and it's the first time they've allowed over 30 points. Yeah, huge loss for them. Unfortunate. The opposite of a loss, Rashee Rice has now returned from his 6-game suspension. Obviously, that's big for the Chiefs.
I was going to say, he's returned at the perfect time when the Chiefs' offense looks like it's actually doing something well.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is obviously, he's looking good, even with his slightly poorer wide receiver room, and now Rashee Rice comes in. I expect him to just straight up be wide receiver 1, and obviously Worthy will slip into wide receiver 2. Huge news for them, bad news for the rest of the league.
I'm wondering how much that division's going to change when he gets back.
Yeah. The final bit of news is a retirement, and that is Philadelphia Eagles defensive end Zadarius Smith. Obviously, you told me this earlier. I had a look. It feels a bit weird to call him a Philadelphia Eagles defensive end, but that's where he currently is. So he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2015, and he's played for 11 years, playing for the Packers, Vikings, Browns, Lions, and Eagles as well.
Yeah, he does. It does feel like the past couple of years he's not been like the main guy. He's been sort of the guy to either replace an injury or to back somebody up. So it did feel like it was going to go that way anyway.
So we do our hot takes then.
Yes, can do.
And I assume because you started last week, it's on me to start this week.
Yeah, well, let's just do it. You know, the odd weeks when you're here, you start. Because the even weeks when I'm here.
No, I'm.
Oh, you're even weeks. I'm the odd weeks.
Yeah, the odd week. I'm the even week hot take. Well, we're talking about week 7, but we've just had week 6, so I guess it depends how you see it. Hot take number 1, and it hurts me to say this, but the Chiefs will make the championship round at least.
No, I understand Rashee Rice is back. Don't know about that.
I mean, hear me out. Hear me out, right? They obviously, like you said, the offense looks better. Patrick Mahomes is definitely having a better season. The AFC right now is a shit show. The best. Like, you tell me who the best team in the AFC or the top 3 teams in the AFC are right now, because that is a really difficult thing to say. The only nailed one is the Colts.
What I was gonna say was, like, obviously it's 7 teams that get seeded in it.
Yeah.
I don't think the AFC West will be that team where 3 get through with the current standings. I don't see those current standings change much. Maybe 1 and 2 change in their division, but I really don't see the Chiefs getting past third place.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're definitely going to do it. You just hear me out, right? So
No.
the Bills, the Bills were the favourites, right, to make it to the Super Bowl. They are a powerhouse. They've looked poor for the last 2 weeks. The Ravens pretty much have no chance. We're talking about favourites here.
Right.
The
Okay.
Chiefs are always in the conversation, and they're the only ones. They're the only ones who have some semblance of hope.
Okay. Well, the way that I was looking at it, the standings at the moment, if they were to stay this way of even if like 1 and 2 switch, I know they're not 100% going to, but like even if 1 and 2 switch,
but they're not going to.
The AFC East, look like they're going to let two. They look like they're going to let 2 in. AFC North, I feel like only one team's going to get in. There's 3 spaces taken. AFC South, the Colts are definitely going to get. There's 4 going in, and I think the Jags are going to sneak their way in. So there's 5 going in, which means there's only 2 spots available for the West, and that it's going to be the Chargers and Broncos. It's not going to be the Chiefs. I can't see the Chiefs doing it.
Your logic is so unbelievably flawed. It's unbelievable. The Chargers in their last game didn't look great. They scraped it against the Dolphins. The Broncos scraped it against the Jets, right? And I know they beat the Eagles and hyped, scraped against the Jets. Yeah?
But the Jets are a weird team.
They're not a weird team. They've lost every game now.
Just trying to defend things, that's all.
Unfortunately, Rashee Rice is coming back. Patrick Mahomes is having a great season. They are on what looks like an uptick, and the Chiefs aren't necessarily a team who have a bubble, do they? Usually when they're looking good, it's because they're actually good. It's not like the fucking Panthers now, where somehow they're 3-3.
We'll see. This is your hot take. I don't believe it.
It's because you don't want to believe it. That's what it is.
No, I'm just completely logical. I'm a Chiefs fan.
You're completely logical. You're completely. I've been a Patriots fan long enough to know that after 5 games, people have been talking about the Patriots not making it, and then they win every single game from that point onwards. So it's very possible.
Now,
anyway,
all right.
Your hot take.
My hot take. All right. Max Crosby is being wasted at the Raiders, and I don't know if he will be, but I think he should be traded before the deadline. We've just discussed this fucking division. I think the Raiders are gonna stay on the bottom. Shit's going wrong. I think they should get a high pick out of him, and rebuild next year around like Genty and Bowers. I don't really think they have many guys defensively who they would keep because they're young and a proper talent. Gino doesn't seem to be doing great. Yeah. I just think the way that the scheming Max Crosby up and he's being used, it's not like he used to be able to be that guy who everybody would run away from to make sure and then obviously you only have to control that side of the field type of thing. Now the scheming him inside a lot more. He can't use his speed and his arm length and spin moves and everything to get around. He has to go through people. And he's just he's being double teamed more and he's not effective. So I think he should be traded before the deadline.
I completely agree, by the way. The other problem is on the line, he's the only real person who's effective. So it's not a case of Micah Parsons where maybe he's not getting the numbers, but everybody else can eat because at least they're somewhat decent.
Yeah,
I think there's only 1 sack on the rest of the line for for this season, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just like, yeah, they need
whole
to.
team is a mess, to be honest. But
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is it. Laulu. I don't know how to say his name. That one of their defensive tackles. He's all right, but yeah, he's wasted because there's just no one else on that defense to help him.
yeah, don't get me wrong. There's certain guys that I think are good players, but I think collectively in that team and that scheme, it doesn't work. They're all being wasted, and obviously Max Crosby is like the like all pro of that defense.
My next hot take, and this is a brave one. This one, Smit, I'll tell you this: Eddie Pinheiro will not miss another kick for the rest of the season.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? Because I think it's a fun thing to predict.
Okay. I think he will miss more kicks because he made that kick and then like one of his linemen stood on his foot straight after it. So I think he's going to miss stuff more now.
I think he's not. I think he holds the 49ers most kicks made for like the start of the. It's one of those weird stats that it's like
in
who
his
the hell
first
comes up
2
with these
games with the team or whatever, he's the most accurate kicker and something like that.
No, he's not. It's the longest streak of unmissed kicks for a starting, like the start of a 49er career.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the opposite. I don't agree with that one.
I'm not including extra points, by the way.
Are you just including field goals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still don't agree.
I mean, you don't have to agree. That's why it's a hot take. He's currently 11 for 11. He missed an extra point though.
He has had 100% season before in 2021.
Yeah, because he
at
did
the Jets.
He played 5 games.
Yeah, 8 of 8.
Yeah, this year he's going 100% the whole year. I'm now looking up. Is there anyone? Jason Myers.
Who is that? I feel like I recognize the name.
Cameron Dicker did it in 2022. Is the most recent one.
Okay, so Jason Myers is the Seahawks kicker.
There you go. See, it's possible. And this year is the year of Eddie Pinheiro.
No, didn't we? What did we change? What is his name? Because I couldn't say it right. Is it Pinheiro?
Yeah, that's his actual name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pinheiro might not miss, but Pinheiro will.
Pinheiro's never kicked a field goal in his life.
I don't know why. It sounds like a special flavor of like cornetto or something.
Hot take number 2.
Hot take number 2. Ah, shit. No, it's about the entire defensive front of the Atlanta Falcons. And now I am deciding a top 3 defensive front in the NFL.
Jesus. That is biased to say the least.
Fuck yourself. You were talking about the Chiefs before. You never shut up about them.
I'm not.
It could just be the like amount of change there's been, like from that season where they had less sacks and stuff like that than JJ Watt on his own and stuff. But
so you think the Atlanta Falcons have a top 3 defensive line?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I do say defensive front, so that can include like blitzing linebackers type thing. But yes.
So better than who you putting above them?
I haven't decided that. I just I put my hot takes down and went top 10 and went, that doesn't seem like a hot take, so let's change that number.
So because you got the Giants,
more confident about this.
You got the Giants.
No,
Lions,
they don't. No, they don't.
The Browns,
Giants,
the Texans, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Colts. That's 8. I've just named 8 who were better than.
I said realistically, I was going to put 10 and went, no, this is a hot take. I need to.
Okay.
Different. All right. So shut your face with your logic. Like I got told to shut up before talking about Pinheiro.
The Rams.
Stop
The
it.
Bills? That's 10.
The Bills' defensive front is trash.
I guarantee it's better than the Falcons.
No way.
The Broncos?
When we get onto these scores of talking about what's going on and everything.
I've just named 10 legitimately better.
No, you didn't. You named 11.
Yeah. And that's why it's a hot take.
Yeah, suck it, fools.
It's funny you bring this up because my third and final hot take is also about the Falcons. You're probably going to hate me for this. I think Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the league. That is my final hot take.
That's why I'm going to hate you for it. He's going to die!
The curse!
The curse! Oh my god. I mean, I've got to agree with you there. There's so many teams who have good running backs, and I don't feel like they showed up last week.
I think, well, for me, there's an argument that for a potential best offensive player in the league currently, but definitely best running back. I think to say best offensive player is quite subjective in.
Yeah, because I feel like a QB is always going to win that.
Yeah, because like I said, because of value, but definitely as a running back, he's so dynamic in both pass and running. He's crazy, and it doesn't matter if the Falcons are having a good week or a bad week. He always shows out. I'm not saying like the Falcons aren't a good team, but if he was at a team with a much better rushing record, he would have like be even better. Like imagine it like at the Chargers or the Chargers. My mind has gone so unbelievably blank. Or the Colts or someone like that with like quite a good rush blocking front.
Would you say the Eagles, or do you think that's changed because you don't? Because we're not seeing Saquon having as good a year.
Yeah, and it's hard to know whether that's the Saquon who's fell off, or I think it comes a lot down to the play calls more than anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if that's him. I think that's just about the play calls being made for that team. But yeah, I understand what you mean.
Like I don't necessarily think he's having a bad. I don't necessarily think the Falcons are bad, and he's been wasted. That's not the point I'm making. I'm just saying like he's doing incredibly well on a team that's not even like a top 3 rushing team.
Yeah.
If he was on one of those teams, he would absolutely like run away with all of the rushing stats and probably receiving stats because he's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder how much, like, he's already doing great. I wonder how much better he would be doing with like our right tackle isn't our starting right tackle.
Yeah,
like if we had our full healthy line there, would we be already running this division type thing?
Yeah,
because there are those games where it did feel like everything was on him. Everything was in shotgun formation. Everything was passed off to him, but we just couldn't break through. So
yeah, there was like because he got like 170 yards, wasn't it, in the last game?
Oh, like combined
against the Bills. So he
got 170 rushing, and then he got 68 receiving. So he got 238 in total, all purpose yards.
Right now, he's averaging 164.4 scrimmage yards per game, which is 34 more higher than second place, which is Christian McCaffrey. He's on pace. I think what I read, he's on pace to get nearly 3,000 all like scrimmage yards.
Oh yeah. Because I saw something today where it did say that he was leading the NFL in scrimmage yards.
Yeah,
and he didn't play last week. Because it was bye week. So
exactly.
that also makes it just as much, like, even more insane.
Yeah, exactly. So he's on pace for 2,800 yards from scrimmage. The original record was 2,500. He just needs to get 130 more scrimmage yards per game to just about beat the record.
Insane.
Yeah. And if he carries on at the pace he's as he would do it in 16 games. Like he wouldn't need to play the last game to break the record. Yeah,
He'd get 2 bye weeks and still break the record.
Yeah, he's currently averaging 6 yards per carry. Obviously, the 81-yarder kind of helped him a little bit, but yeah, it's crazy how well he's doing.
On to my final one.
On to your final one.
I mean, this is less of a hot take, more a note that I just made whilst watching the game.
Don't forget to buy eggs.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's a defensive one, so you know.
Don't forget to buy defensive eggs.
Yeah. Don't forget to hard boil them. Basically, Aiden Hutchinson, like we've spoke about him before on the podcast, saying, I think it was the one with Mitch where he was saying like, yeah, of course he's not going to be good. He's come back from his leg being ripped apart type thing. I think he's still top 5 edge rusher at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as fast and as physical, but he's playing a lot smarter. So
Yeah,
like you saw like in the Chiefs game, he didn't go for the sack. He went for the ball.
Yeah.
He's playing a lot smarter with the way that he like connects or like the space available to him when he's trying to get through the line or around the line. And then even when he gets to the quarterback himself, he's still technically being smarter than just bull rushing the guy to the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my hot take really is that I still think he's a top 5 edge rusher in the NFL. But my note was just about how well he's doing, even without the full physicality that he like first brought into the league when he came as a rookie.
I like it. I think that about wraps up.
Oh, I thought you
takes
give me another list of 10 edge rushers that you thought
were better.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that breaks down our takes / Smith's notes section.
And I've got a fourth one called Doctor.
Oh yeah, what was this note says?
Rashi Spedding, quick, emergency in capitals. Why didn't I just do something about it?
Should I have eaten this purple flower? Your hot takes have gone really weird this week, Smith. Sorry, I opened the wrong document. This is my diary. Anyway, let's move on to talking about.
Take is, what does it mean when you kiss your friend in your nightmares? The hot sweats help?
I dreamt that my wife was beating me up. What is the meaning of this? We're moving on to the games. We're talking about week 7. Obviously, the opening. Well, not obviously. The opening game Friday morning is Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers coming off a win against the Browns, and the Bengals coming off a loss against the Packers. Lovely little AFC North matchup. Quite possibly the weirdest division in the league currently. What I will say is, obviously, I said that the Pittsburgh Steelers were like kind of like playoff dark horses.
I think that's pretty much confirmed now.
I was going to say they look a lot less like dark horses at this point and a lot more like pretty nailed on. Obviously, the Bengals had those 2 wins at the beginning of the season, despite not looking great, and now they're on a loss of 4. What I will say is Joe Flacco definitely looks like a better quarterback than Jake Browning. I mean, you would think he is.
Oh, yeah.
They can take some positives away from it. Obviously, it was the Packers anyway, so it was always going to be a hard game, no matter who was at quarterback. But yeah, I don't think any of that is going to matter because their defense is so bad. It's really, really difficult to watch.
As well as the Steelers are doing, for like them not being dark horses and stuff, like the game they just played, I felt like they didn't do enough offensively. Like, do you remember that first game that they had last year with Justin Fields and they won it? But it was all field goals.
Yeah.
I get that the Browns have got a good defense. The way the Steelers have been performing, I thought like they would have been able to when they were moving down the field, it felt like, oh, there's going to be a score every drive, but it was just the worst kind of score each time. It felt like a bit like settling each time, but
I know what you mean.
Can't do anything.
The offense doesn't look great, but obviously from after the first two games, and we was saying like the Steelers defense will kick in at some point. They've definitely kicked in now. They obviously played us and beat us in a time where we were still trying to find our identity. They played backup QB at Vikings, and now they played the Browns. So it's not like they played the best teams. Playing backup QB in Joe Flacco at the Bengals. So I think once they get into week 8, when I think they play the Packers, they have a few, like 3 games, which will really solidify whether they're a threat, because it's like Packers, Colts, then Chargers. But right now they're doing enough. The defense is definitely making it easier for the offense to not be as good as they need to be.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what else to say about this. Like we said, the easiest way to say this is, the Steelers are proving their dark horse oracle reading by yourself. And yeah, the Bengals had a great offense and a shit defense. Now they have an okay offense and a shit defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, at least they have found their star defensive player now, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he got 2 touchdowns and 3 tackles, or whatever it was 2 games ago.
Somebody put it and went, "Oh my god, it's like seeing Julio Jones all over again."
Oh god, I can't even remember what he's called. The Patriots guy who plays both ways for us at the minute. My god.
Oh, Gonzo.
No, it's definitely not Gonzo. It is. I cannot remember his name. I feel like if I go to Marcus Jones, he's the guy that Travis Hunter thinks he should be.
Oh, I thought Matt Jones was at the 49ers.
Shut the fuck up.
Should we move on to the Wembley game? The Wembley game. Across the pond with us.
Marcus Jones scored a touchdown, didn't he, for us?
All right, we'll talk about Marcus Jones when you get to the Patriots, Sam. Stop turn your boner off, all right?
Okay.
Wembley game.
The Wembley game. We are talking about the Los Angeles Rams at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, moving on. We've got to get through these so we can get to the Patriots game.
The Rams beat the Ravens, and the Jacksonville Jaguars lost to the Seahawks. I actually think this will be a good game, one because it's in Wembley, and they're always a bit wacky and weird, London games.
Sounds like second quarter changes to like bring out the beach balls.
Yeah.
Like there's some special game mode.
Yeah. The Rams have, I think Puka Nacua has pretty much confirmed he won't start for this game. So,
oh no, he's out till week 10.
Right, fair enough. So yeah, he's out. Obviously, that's a huge loss for Matt Stafford, but I think
because he's out, it's going to be more of a run game.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to push it more into the run game with Blake Corum and Kyron Williams.
Yeah, and I still can't get past the fact that Jacksonville Jaguars are a weird team. I know they're 4-2, but I can just see. I could very easily see them somehow going on a run of losses.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to say wins, and I was trying to think in my head who they've got next, but then you said losses and went more believable.
But yeah, I do like this matchup. I do think it's going to be a fun game. I've not really got much to say because, yeah.
I do like the Rams. I think offensively they're really struggling, even with Nacua. Like, there's certain games they don't seem to be putting it together as well. Their defensive line is absolutely great. Top whatever number you want to give it.
Probably 4th.
Yeah, definitely behind number 3 at the very least. I think the defensive backs, like the second level in the backfield, is the bit that's failing them defensively.
Yeah.
So let's see if Brian Thomas Jr. maybe has a bit of a game.
Yeah. Now he seems to have remembered how to catch the ball.
I don't think it's that. I think it was more. I don't mind catching the ball. I just don't want my head being absolutely trucked in when I catch it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you know what I'm kind of hoping for? I'm hoping anyone in the league, to be honest, will score, and their celebration will be Lawrence fumble and then touchdown thing.
Trip.
Yeah,
Wasn't a
yeah.
fumble.
Well, yeah, no, trip, fumble to get up, stand up, run it in.
The Stumblerooski.
Yeah, a bit like how the Lions did it against the Bears because the head
Yeah.
coach and everything.
Yeah.
They do that as their celebration.
Like, there's such a funny picture, and it's like of him stumbling, like, well, him on the floor holding the ball on the floor, and like the stat line below it, and it's like, so it's like the picture of him just like lay on the floor with no one around him. The score line below, obviously, the Chiefs are beating them, and it's like whatever down and yardage it is, and it said somehow the Jags won this game.
Yeah. Yeah, let me put my camera on a second. There was one where the Jags fan sees him fumble, and it's the whole sees him fumble, and then sees him stand up, and then he runs in, and you can just see him in the corner of the camera, and he does that.
Nice. For the people who won't see that, because no one will but me, it was a shocked face into a very impressed nod.
If I can find the clip, I'll screenshot it, and then you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
If not, tough titties.
Tough.
In the episode, I've edited it in.
Or you could just recreate it yourself. Anyway, moving on to quite possibly the worst game of the week by any chance.
100%.
It's the Saints at the Bears. The Saints lost to the mighty Patriots, and the Bears won and continue on their three-game win streak against the Commanders. Very weird, by the way.
There you go.
Very weird for the Bears. They obviously beat the Commanders 25-24. Do you remember what score they beat the Raiders?
Did they beat them 25-24?
They beat them 25-24.
Ooh.
This now everyone, just so you know, everyone in the NFC North is officially at over 50% win rate.
Fuck that division.
No, everybody's 3-2 or better. Very interesting.
Sick of them.
Genuinely the worst division in the league.
Fucking boring. Get some losses in there.
Yeah. Obviously, for the Bears, their standout performer that week was DeAndre Swift, who had a great game against the Commanders, and Jake Moody deciding he can now kick field goals.
Yeah, it's because Deebo Samuel was on the Commanders.
Did he? Yeah, he was able to score a kick without Deebo Samuel punching a long snapper. Yeah, so Swift went for 108 yards. Obviously, Caleb Williams had a decent game. Good for them, like you said. I saw a clip today of the Ben Johnson in the locker room after the game, and it was like, he was like saying well done and doing all like the chants and big speech thing, and I was like getting a bit hyped for a second. I was like, whoa, calm down. This is a Bears video after all. And then the New Orleans Saints, the shit. Moving on. So we've got the Miami Dolphins at the Cleveland.
They've got a franchise QB, but
I kind of get what he's saying. The problems with the Saints at the minute run a lot deeper than Spencer Rattler, and he's probably doing the best he can with a really crap situation.
Yeah. Did you see what Kamara said? That like he doesn't want to be traded. Like he would rather just stay a Saint his entire career, no matter how the season goes. So as much as I might throw up saying this, if they've got a franchise QB and then they've got a running back as good as him, there's two people you can build around.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll edit that bit
to call Spencer Rattler a franchise QB is somewhat of a stretch. Because he's not.
I mean, they're a bad franchise. It doesn't mean you have to be a great franchise QB. You're just a franchise QB.
Yeah, but what I mean is like he's not played a lot of games, and he's not really setting the world alight. He could improve, and obviously he has been improving. I think his completion rate is looking fairly decent and everything like that. But yeah, it's definitely, like you said, a bad team. Right, moving on. We're talking about the Dolphins at the Cleveland Browns. The Dolphins are coming off a loss to the Chargers, and the Browns are also coming off a loss to the Steelers. Have you got much to say about this one?
There was flashes, I think, from the Dolphins of like the years prior where, you know, everything was like in motion and they absolutely used the speed to their advantage on offense.
Yeah.
You know, if they keep doing like that, maybe they could win this game. But then obviously, you know, Tua throwing picks as well. I think there's certain things that are just too forced, and this defense isn't something that you can do those types of things against. Like if you do them, like they will make you pay for it.
Yeah.
And then the Browns, you know, I still don't think they're great offensively. And Njoku's another one who's out till week 10 because he took a massive hit to like his knee as he caught a ball last week. And he was one of those where he was quite reliable, tight end, always open type thing. So maybe Fannin will get the ball a lot more fed to him. But the Dolphins defense, you know, has been looking okay. So yeah, it's a confusing game.
Yeah, I agree when you say like the Dolphins defense is good. Obviously, you said yourself, they definitely looked more like the Dolphins of old. Achan had a great game, and hopefully they continue to play that way. The problem is it's going to be really difficult against that Browns defensive line. What I do think though is if they don't win this game and the Browns somehow win this game, not that I can see it, I think that spells the end for Mike McDaniels at that point. The McDaniels train has come to an end if they lose this game against the Browns.
Yeah, I think if they lose this game, I think the main thing it proves is that he's not head coach material. I still think he's good as an offensive coach or maybe like a specific unit coach. But as a overall coach, I don't think so. I think there needs to be somebody in there who's a lot more of an iron fist type head coach, because it does feel like the players seem to, like for example the Tua thing in his interviews, he doesn't seem to take a lot of accountability. He seems to just blame other people.
Yeah,
like he needs somebody like to basically just like smack him in the face type thing and go, you know, no, this is your shit. We need to fix you. It's not everything else. Don't get me wrong. There are other things that we're fixing them, but you need fixing as well.
Yeah, he also like what I've noticed with Tua is he makes it out like the media are wrong as well. Like they're asking questions that aren't true. But anyway, yeah, it should be a win for the Dolphins. But yeah, I can't see it being that easy. Can we move on?
Yeah. I think it's the Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs next.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so and the Las Vegas Raiders are coming off a loss coming off a win. Sorry, they beat the Tennessee Titans, and the Chiefs are also coming off a win, and that's against the Lions. This is a divisional game. Divisional games are weird, so there's no point in predicting it. The next game
it is a prediction game, Sam. This is a prediction game. I chose this because the Chiefs look like they're starting on their good run for the year, but they always fuck up against the Raiders for some reason.
They're not going to fuck up against these Raiders.
The Raiders are having such a bad year. I'm like,
I predict the Chiefs. I predict the Chiefs. Predict. Make your predictions, Smit.
I'll predict the Raiders then.
Okay.
Are you shouting at me so we can move on?
Moving on.
You don't want to talk about the Raiders and the Chiefs anymore?
To the New England Patriots.
But what about Rasheed Rice coming back?
We've already talked about it.
No, what about what's he called? Is it Devin White, the defensive player?
We've talked enough about the fucking Chiefs.
Yeah, Devin White. Remember when I traded him to you in fantasy and they did fuck all because he went to the Eagles and they didn't let him play and stuff like that. He's gone back. He's gone to the Raiders and he's really doing good again.
New England Patriots at the Tennessee Titans. The New England Patriots on the 3-game win streak after beating the Saints, and the Tennessee Titans coming off a loss to the Raiders. I'll start off by talking about the Titans. I think if they were going to build any momentum and have a chance of maybe winning a few games, the best place to have done it was at the Raiders. Obviously, they beat the Cardinals. Losing to the Raiders, I pretty much think that's them nailed on as the first or second pick of the draft at this point. They obviously never looked great, but I was kind of thinking that maybe they will gain a little bit of momentum, and they seem to have just fell straight back down to earth against the Raiders. As for the Patriots, I do kind of hope we can carry on this streak of wins. We've looked really, really good. We still have issues defensively. I feel like we're still a bit shaky in some places. Our run game is pretty much non-existent. We don't seem to want to trust Trayvon Henderson, which to me is very, very strange. The good news is Chisholm is now available. He's back.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see him take the field.
He was, well, I mean, he wasn't out anymore for last week's game, but I didn't see him
No.
on the field at all.
No.
I don't even think he was on specials or anything.
No.
But yeah, I mean, let's hope he's like their little diamond in the rough that they found. Really balls out as a receiver for you. Although
yes.
I will say one thing, with all the complaints and everything, I am leaning more and more to AJ Brown being traded to you guys, and I think that'd be a fucking amazing team if he did.
I mean, if AJ Brown got traded to us, our wide receiver room goes to being one of the best in the league. It already looks really good. I think that comes down to Drake May balling out. Obviously, it's a really small sample size, so I don't want to be like overly biased. But in the really small sample size, he is looking like a very elite quarterback. I don't want to say he's like top 10 or anything, because obviously you've got the likes of like Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts and stuff like that, who are not in the top 3, who I would still consider better than him just because they've done it in the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, from what we've seen these first 6 weeks, he's looked amazing. And some of the throws he makes are impeccable. Our pass pro has somehow gone from being pretty much non-existent to being actually pretty decent now. So obviously that probably helps him. We've definitely improved in places that we needed to improve. I didn't expect us to be this good. But like I said, it's a very small... We're 4-2, and it's a very small sample size. We could very easily go 4-13 for the rest of the season. But from my point of view, extremely positive. And a very happy Patriots fan.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that as well.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, like the pass pro element, obviously, Will Campbell's doing great at left tackle, and then we're doing this O-line draft thing. We can actually see that. I mean, you had both the center and the right guard on your squad. I can see every single week that they're doing great in pass pro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Barely letting anything through.
I don't think Onewu's let anyone through. Sorry, not Onewu. Bradbury has let anyone through at the minute.
Yeah, done really good. But yeah, no, I completely get you, and I think it definitely helps as well. Like before you had that, the amount Drake May felt like he had to use his legs and put himself in risky positions. It's eliminated that from the game as well, which is great.
Oh yeah, I mean he's not perfect. He comes out of a clean pocket, still too often, but his like decision making just seems so much better when it comes to throwing the ball, and his precision is great. And obviously a lot of that comes down to scheme. I don't think he's quite like the Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, where it's like they're a massive difference maker and they can go off script. But he's very good on script, and we're winning games. We can move on.
We can.
And we can talk about the Philadelphia Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles lost to the Giants. Ha! And the Vikings beat the Vikings beat the bye week. I'm
unsure of how this game will go.
Same. That's why I stopped and waited for you to say something, because
I get that the Eagles struggled a bit last week. I do see that as like a game where they've lost against the Giants. Regardless of the Giants, it's just a divisional rival that they look at it and go, Jesus Christ, we need to change this offensive scheme because we held onto the ball too long. We put too much on Hurts. The run game wasn't there. We need to get, the ball out more and quicker. So we need to change things around. Minnesota do have a decent defense. I know you've raved about it. I also think it's a decent defense. I think, that will be a decent test for them to put things together, even if it's just, the past couple of weeks where they do sort of scheme it where it goes to Goddard a lot. In those shallow routes or the pretend blocking, but then a little shovel pass to him behind the line type thing. The Minnesota Vikings offense, though, I don't have much faith in.
No, I mean,
especially like the defense of the Eagles, like blitzing and stuff.
Carson Wentz is obviously doing a good job as a backup. He's doing what you need as a backup. He's currently questionable, I think, but I can't imagine it'll just be one of those where he probably ends up playing anyway. The running back, Jordan Mason, isn't as good as you need him to be. He's definitely not as good as Aaron Jones. He's decent though, but yeah, he's not electric. And especially when you're using your backup quarterback, you kind of want your running back to be a bit better than Jordan Mason. You can't complain about the wide receivers. Obviously, they've got the best wide receiver in the league, and then Jordan Addison as well is great. But like you said,
I still think TJ Hawkinson is a really good tight end.
I agree. Like you said though, it doesn't fill you with like high expectations at the minute. They're struggling to put points up week in, week out, apart from against obviously the terrible Bengals defense. And then on the other side, you've got the Eagles, who have gone from being a Super Bowl winning team to having probably the worst play calls I've ever seen in my life. And watching them run the 4 tush pushes in a row was just insulting.
Yeah.
like we've both said that play shouldn't be banned. Just like teams need to be able to just learn to defend it. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy around it not being penalised properly.
Yeah, I think it could be for our ruling episode, but I think this should be like a onside kick thing, where it's like you can only use it within a certain distance to the goal line. Anywhere else in the field, it's not allowed.
I think it should be allowed if they penalise it properly. The problem is the reason it's so successful now is everyone's lined up in the neutral zone or offsides, and everybody is jumping, is false starting, and the reason those are penalised is because they give you a massive advantage. So it's already an insanely hard play to stop. On top of the fact that they're obviously gaining these small advantages here and there with the incorrect penalisation of the play. My point is the play calling is just appalling at the minute. They can't get anything going on the run game. They don't seem to want to trust Hurts to throw the ball, despite him being somewhat accurate in the past, even though he did overthrow Devontae Smith by about 15 yards when he was wide open. Yeah, and obviously, like you said, losing to your divisional rival in the New York Giants probably will put a bit of a rocket up their arse, and they're probably looking at the Vikings at a chance to make a stamp that they are still the reigning Super Bowl champs.
I'm just done a quick look about the Vikings starting QB. Because obviously, like you said, Wentz is currently questionable. And on the depth chart currently, it has JJ McCarthy as the QB1 as a questionable.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'd go back to him.
He was put on IR, wasn't he? So it was 4 weeks, and then I think he's been practicing this week. I just think it would be a bit crazy to start him.
I mean,
at this point.
They've put the in this article that I'm reading that JJ McCarthy is preparing to come back for a start, but then it obviously says Vikings aren't sure who will play at QB, so it actually could end up being McCarthy. We don't know yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think that'd be the smartest choice.
Yeah, neither.
Not just because obviously he's not having. He didn't look too good in the first couple of games, but more because he's just
Injury
come
risk.
back. Yeah, exactly. He's just come back from injury as well. And like I said, Carson Wentz is probably doing exactly what you want from a backup.
He's doing what he needs for the meantime, which is kind of
Yeah,
basically be cannon fodder for a bit.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's move on, and we can talk about the Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets.
I believe this isn't the worst game of the week.
The crazy thing is obviously the Panthers in the games that they've won have looked somewhat decent.
I'd say all but one. They've looked good.
Yeah, because in that one they look great.
Fuck.
In a bubble, you would say like it could go either way for them, but realistically, the Jets is definitely the worst of the two teams. It's crazy because the Panthers are 3-3. They don't feel like a 3-3 team. They're going to beat these Jets and be 4-3. And again, they just don't feel like a 4-3 team. But yeah, good for them. I guess.
And what weird is if they've got this easy matchup, and then the Falcons have the 49ers. There's a possibility the Falcons lose the 49ers. The Panthers will be second in the division.
Yeah.
How?
I know. It feels like they've not really changed anything. Obviously, bloody Rico Dowdle is having the time of his life.
Did you see the thing that he said? Where like on his way to the game, he said "buckle up," and then Jerry Jones was like, "Oh, I had to convince people to come to the field because they were that scared or whatever." And then somebody after the game said like, "So what happened?" And Rico Dowdle went, "They didn't buckle up."
Nice. So, I mean, yeah, was it like 230 scrimmage yards this week and similar the week before, or even more the week before. There's something that will always blow my mind is how the Panthers always have a good running back. It doesn't matter how shit they are, they always have a good running back.
Yeah, 238 scrimmage yards in total.
Yeah,
is that the same as what Bijan got? Yeah, 238. They both had the same amount of scrimmage yards.
Nice.
Dowdle actually had more rushing yards.
Yes.
But to be fair, have you seen the screenshots where it's like there are holes to run through? There are big holes to run through, and then there's the Cowboys' defense.
Yeah,
it looks like he's running on the practice field against nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Jets are struggling. I think there's a lot of talk out there about even the locker room saying that Taylor should be QB1, not Fields. So yeah, they're going through a lot of issues, both in the game and then I think just as a team, really. What do you call it? Not mentality-wise, culture-wise.
I'm right there with you. Let's move on to the next game, and we go in to the other New York team. That is the Giants at the Denver Broncos. The Giants obviously beat the Eagles. Ha! And the Broncos are returning from London, where they beat the Jets 13-11. Not a convincing win for the Broncos. The defense obviously looked stout, looked great. The offense was, I don't know. I mean, that game, all in all, was pretty poor. I don't know, surely it holds the record for the most 3-and-outs there's ever been.
Yeah,
it was an absolute punt fest. But
yeah, it was a terrible game, and I genuinely think that people, who had paid to go watch a London game would have rather have been at the game where they got in late because there was ticket issues.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that was more entertaining, this one. And I'm going to be honest. Yes, all right, Denver won, but only because the Jets made a bad call towards the end. That could have and should have been the Jets' first win of the season.
Yeah, it very easily could have been there. I'm right there with you. And then, obviously, what was in the Broncos got 9 sacks or something on Fields probably didn't help the chances. But the fact that they won by only scoring 13 points against the Jets, and now they're going to play against the Giants defense, it's going to be a real struggle for them to put up points if their best effort is 13 against the Jets.
Yeah, they struggled a bit. I don't know what it was. I know for a fact they couldn't get the run game going at all. I don't know if that's an issue with like if they've got any injuries on the O line and things have changed in that way, or it is the whole, like you said, when everything comes to London or an international game, things get weird and wacky.
Yeah,
Don't know if it's just that thing, but yeah, the run game was non-existent. Whereas, like, I think J.K. Dobbins has had a decent season with them being behind that line.
Yeah,
and this game is really shut out.
Yeah, I mean, they had 40 total rushing yards, which is only 5 behind Justin Fields' passing yards, by the way.
Yeah, somebody was laughing about the whole, like, oh, he's only had 45 yards. And somebody was like, what, in the first half? And went, no, the whole game. And then all it reminded me of was that stat where you said in that Bills game he was the 4th best quarterback or something like that.
This, like I said, this is London. When I went and watched the London game, I think it was the Jags versus the Ravens, because it's actually making me laugh. Because obviously the joke is that Justin Fields had a net negative in yards, didn't he? It was something like minus 11 yards.
Yeah, I think it's a minus 10.
When I watched the Jags versus the Ravens, I think the Jags won like 40-3 or some insane score. The Ravens went the first 3 quarters with minus 3 total yards. So maybe it's a Wembley thing.
Yeah, possibly.
We've talked all this time about the Broncos and not 1 second about the Giants, and that's exactly how I want to keep it. So anyway, we'll move on.
I'm excited, but Giants. I
was disrespected last week by a Giants fan. Let me get my revenge. Consistently disrespected.
All I'll say is that I'm excited about Scarborough, and that's kind of it.
He didn't even get 100 yards. Why are you excited?
I like him. I like him as a player, but
he didn't even get 100 yards.
There was a thing. He didn't get 100 rushing yards. He got 98 or something, didn't
he? Yeah, exactly.
Right, but he got 100 all-purpose, didn't he?
Oh yeah, 110. Wow, good for him.
But I saw a thing, like all the memes of duos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's name something that can stop this duo when it's Dart and Scatterboo, and then underneath it just says a child-proof lock.
a multiple choice test.
But yeah. All right, we'll skip it. That's fine. Colts at Chargers.
It is the Colts at the Chargers. The Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27, and the Chargers beat the Dolphins 29-27. This is going to be a good game. This is potential like AFC Championship contenders, realistically, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a prediction game, by the way.
Okay. The one thing I will say is obviously the Colts are looking unbelievable. They have pretty much a super team, and Daniel Jones is somehow in the MVP conversation, which is unbelievable. Justin Herbert and the Chargers look great. Obviously, they lost those 2 in a row, and now they've bounced back with a win. My issue is obviously talking about regular season and stuff like that. It's all well and good. Justin Herbert absolutely shit the bed when he got to playoffs last year, and Daniel Jones has never made it before. It could very easily be these are the most 2 dominant in the regular season, then they just seen ghosts when they get to the playoffs. But yeah, for me, these 2 are probably up there with the possible AFC Championship teams.
Yeah.
So I do think this is going to be a good game.
The one thing that, like, I think obviously the Chargers O-line losing both your starting left and right tackles has really been an issue for them. I don't think the Colts defensive line for me is the best like edge rushing unit, but I have seen a few things like apparently they had a wide receiver playing on the defensive line for a snap because he's a huge fucking unit and is really fast. So
Yeah.
they had him run from the right guard all the way like around the left tackle to put pressure on, and he was there in seconds. So there is a possibility that defense can really make an effect because it's against a weakened O-line. But I think even with those O-line issues, their run game at the Chargers has still been great. And then Herbert, I think because the Chargers seem to find a way to fuck up certain games and not be as dominant as they should be, that people underrate Herbert as a quarterback. But yeah, I think he's still got the fucking guys to throw to.
I think
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I think the problem is he's just not done it in the playoffs, and that's why he's underrated. Yeah. It's not like, and especially the last playoffs, the main reason that they lost that game was because of him. It's not a case of like Lamar Jackson where it's like they've not done it in the playoffs, but it's not really always been on Lamar Jackson's plate. That's where I think it comes from. I don't think anyone can doubt his talent. He's a top 5 QB and talent alone, but talent only gets you so far, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, you said it's a prediction game. I'm just going to say this just before you predict it, because this might change your choice. But Anthony Richardson has been placed on IR.
We won't get him in garbage time. Do you want me to go first, or you go first?
Yeah, it's your turn to go first.
All right, I'm going to go with Chargers.
I knew you would. I was going to go with the Colts.
Apparently the R doesn't work on my keyboard, so I just wrote Chags.
The Chaggers.
I think Jonathan Taylor's going to have a good game again.
We've done the predictions. We're moving on, Smit. It's the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Commanders lost to the Bears, and the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Panthers. What do you have to say about the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys and not the Colts at the Chargers?
I think that because Daniel Jones scored, I think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a much better game this game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely something that I mean. Last game, I thought they were going to do better than they did. This is definitely a confidence booster game. I think it's also a game for their defense to try things out and improve, because as you know, Dallas is, as much as they're letting points through, because their defense seems to just be like spread across the field as much as possible, and then when the catch is made, then we'll converge. We won't stop the catch being made. We'll wait till it's caught and then go for it. Try and lessen those like pass interference penalties, not just stop yards and stop touchdowns type of thing. But the offense, even with CD Lamb out, like the way that Prescott can get the ball to Pickens and get quite a decent chunk of yards after catch, seems to be doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for the longest time, he did just have CD Lamb. He did have just the one output, and they were still like competitive in games and winning games and stuff. I guess it's kind of just been replaced with Pickens now while CD's out.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I think this is a prove it game for the Washington defense more than anything.
100%. Dak Prescott is definitely having himself a year this year. He's looking great. It always seems to be the case of. It's very much a garbage time football. It seems weird to say that because obviously they had that one season where they did really well, and it was because Dak Prescott was doing really well. His defense, the Cowboys' defense, is definitely letting the team down. It's a really, really poor defense, and it doesn't matter how good that offense is. They seem to be struggling. I actually think they're worse ranked than the Bengals at the minute, aren't they? So the Dallas Cowboys are allowing a total of 411 yards per game, and the Bengals are allowing 394.
Fucking hell.
Per game. So yeah.
Seen who's top of that list though, Sam? No, that's second.
That's the total defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
You said defensive line. Go look how far down you are in the rushing yards.
Yeah.
That's defensive line shit.
Fifth.
Yeah, because you played 5 games.
That's game plays. Sorry.
You are. I have to scroll.
You don't have to scroll. Calm your tits.
That's because that's because you're secondary. Anyway, back onto the Cowboys. Terrible team, terrible defense. Dak is doing well, like you said. He seems to have found a somewhat good connection against with Pickens, despite CD Lamb being out. But yeah, I think this game is pretty much the Commanders to win it, isn't it? Like you said,
if they don't win this game, it kind of proves that they don't deserve to have that second spot.
Yeah, I agree.
This should be the team that they're dominant against in their division.
I mean, the New York Giants could very well win their game, and if Dallas Cowboys beat the Commanders, it's going to be a very close division.
This isn't a prediction game, so we can move on.
Good. So the Green Bay Packers at the Arizona Cardinals. The Green Bay Packers come off a win, beating the Bengals, and the Cardinals come off a loss, losing to the Colts. We have said it a lot, and sometimes we're saying it out of truth, sometimes we're saying it to wind Greg up. Greg always defends him. Jordan Love is not that guy. He just isn't that guy. Like, I'm sorry. Why are you saying what?
When have we said this?
Said what?
That Jordan Love is not that guy.
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about us as a podcast.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do you think he's the guy?
No.
I know they're 3-1-1 or whatever it is. The hype around him and the fact that people were early predictions that he was going to go for the MVP race and all this kind of stuff. And obviously he looked decent against the Detroit Lions. Yes, he's definitely come crashing back down to earth of looking fine. Do you know what I mean? But if you're playing the Bengals defense, you definitely should be doing better than one touchdown.
Yeah, his supporting cast feels like is really helping him out. The whole debate and argument about Brock Purdy being at the 49ers and them saying he's a system quarterback, and then Matt Jones can do just as well because it's a system that any QB can do well in.
Yeah,
it does kind of feel a bit like that at the Packers now, where maybe if a person like Brock Purdy came into the Packers, they could do better than Jordan Love.
I mean, I'll let you tell that to Greg, but
I said maybe. I didn't say this is a confirmed thing. We'll never know.
I just think, they're going to do somewhat decent because their defense is going to keep games in a reachable place. The Cardinals can do one of their weird weeks where, for some reason, Kyler Murray decides to look like a superhero, and they manage to put up more than 30 points. I do see the Packers struggling.
We'll say as well, Kyler Murray is currently questionable.
Oh, he is. He's out, isn't he? Oh, he was out, wasn't he? He didn't play. Jacoby Brissett played, didn't he? Yeah. Well, maybe Jacoby Brissett decides to look like a superhero. They put up 27.
That direct snap, didn't he?
Yeah. So, they put up 27 points against. It's just funny to think about. They put up 27 points against the Colts, and I think if they put up 27 points against the Packers are going to struggle. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, the Cardinals are that weird team now, where if you don't absolutely dominate, for some reason there's a chance that they can win.
Yeah.
But like you say, there are certain aspects of the Packers game that doesn't always click. I'd say the one consistent thing, really, is Josh Jacobs. I don't think the Cardinals have the best run defense. So maybe it will be, again, a bit more reliant on him.
Is this a prediction game?
Nope.
Oh, we've already done two, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's move on then to the Falcons at the 49ers. The Falcons come off a win against the Bills, no longer undefeated because the Patriots beat them the week before, and the 49ers come off a loss to the Buccaneers.
Was that your way of when I open a jar of gherkins or whatever, and you're like, well, I loosened it for you.
Exactly, that's what we did. We loosened the bills for you.
And now the issues with injuries and especially Fred Warner going down, I'm like, fucking hell, the middle of that field is open for Drake London this week. Can't wait. Gonna put on a clinic.
If Penix Jr. can throw the ball, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean if he can throw the ball? Been slinging it, mate.
Yeah, to no one.
How dare you?
He's got a 62% completion rate.
Yeah, because the games at the start of the season, there was issues there. All right.
No, he had a 62. He had a 62% completion rate against the Bills.
No.
His overall completion rate is 60%, mate.
Bijan is going to go over 100 scrimmage yards again.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Drake London is going to get open space, going to get those catches, going to get some yak yards. Maybe stop aiming for Kyle Pitts in the flats. That seems to be where he just can't handle catching the ball. And then that lowers your percentage down, Penix. It's not your fault. It's Pitts.
Yeah. Pitts is going to go for 300 yards, I think.
I am now scared about somebody trying to prove a point and showing me a stat line that there may be a chance that CMC could run the ball quite well against us. I was confident at the start of the episode. I'm more confident than I am now.
What you should know is that for some reason...
Is Matt Jones still starting?
I think so. What I was going to say is the 49ers run game is terrible.
Sick.
And I think it's like Christian McCaffrey's got a ridiculous amount of scrimmage yards, but he's averaging 3 yards per rush or something like that, like really bad. And it simply comes down to their run game being really bad, not because he's bad.
I'm confident again.
Yeah.
Falcons going to win this.
You should be.
Yeah. Whoever it is as well, our defense is going to get at least one pick.
Your defense is going to get one pick.
I said at least one pick. I was going to say Xavier Watts specifically, but I don't think he got the picks last night. I think it might have been D. Alford and then a linebacker. But I know, no matter who it is, if it's Brock Purdy or Matt Jones, we're getting at least one pick as a turnover from their offense. Do you want to move on?
Well, I was going to say, when was it 2023 that Bijan Robinson was drafted?
Yes.
Yes.
It was Bijan, and last year it was Penix, and then this year it was Jalen Walker and James Pierce.
Yeah. So I just I watched a thing where someone was trying to guess each team's last person with an offensive rookie of the year vote. And obviously it came to Falcons and they guessed Bijan Robinson. And it wasn't Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson never got an offensive rookie of the year vote. It was actually Algier who got one in 2022.
Oh, nice.
He got one vote. But yeah, it was the one that stood out to me the most. Is like, if you had to guess between the two of them, which one got offensive rookie of the year vote, you would have guessed Bijan, but nope. Obviously not.
It was our other decent running back.
Yeah, who I think he went for over 1,000 yards, didn't he? But yeah, anyway. I want to say that this is a game that you're right to feel confident about. Obviously, the San Fran are winning games despite being a literal graveyard. But I do think the way you play is like the perfect mirror of the way they play. And where you excel is, what am I trying to say here? Like, the things where you're good are the things that where
they have holes.
No. Like, the best parts about their team are the bits that you're good at stopping. Is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think you will.
We're the perfect counter for them, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
we're the yin to their yang.
Sure. And
we're the trap to their mouse.
And they obviously beat the Rams. The other wins are the Cardinals, the Saints, and the Seahawks. And the Seahawks was the first game where they were playing with a new quarterback and everything like that. So the wins haven't come against completely fantastic teams. So yeah, hopefully it can be a win for the Falcons.
Yeah.
We've got 2 Monday night games.
Fucking hate there's 2 Monday night games. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm saying that now. I fucking hate watching one and seeing the score of the other in the top corner. It feels like it ruins it for me.
Well, you'll be happy to hear they're not at the same time. So that's
thank God.
literally impossible. The first one is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. This is going to be basically an offensive boxing match, is how I see this going.
This is our final prediction game of the week, by the way.
Oh, fantastic! Baker Mayfield is doing it despite the fact that he literally has nobody.
Have you seen the clip where Tez Johnson
scored?
I'm
literally just about to say, and everyone's chanting MVP, and he thought it was about him.
I hadn't done anything all year. Like, shouting for Baker.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So.
Obviously, the Lions didn't look as good against the Chiefs. I think it was a bit of a blip more than anything, and so I do think.
Well, I mean, we have discussed the fact that the Chiefs had 0 flags thrown on them.
No. Do I have to do this to you as well as Mitch?
What?
I don't want to be pedantic. They definitely had flags. They had no penalties because we declined.
Okay, sorry.
They had no penalties.
And then they had a Kelsey catch that clearly, like, he caught because the ball was pushed into the ground type thing.
The ball didn't move. I mean, it's. I'm with you. Hating on the Chiefs is a fun thing to do. My issue with those complaints is people wouldn't be making those complaints if it was anyone but the Chiefs. Obviously, like with the catch, let's talk about the catch. Why are we talking about the Chiefs?
No, I'm not.
We skipped over this anyway. The catch, I can see why it was real to catch. The ball didn't move. If the ball moved, then fair enough, but it didn't move. If it wasn't real to catch, I also would see why. I can see it both ways. Doesn't bother me. Penalties.
I can see it one way because I saw the ball move in the replay.
Shut the fuck up. However, yeah, we'll talk about the Buccaneers and the Lions. The Buccaneers will lose this game because they're just missing so many people. And like you said, K. Dalton is the most overrated tight end in the league.
Well, I was going to say, like, for me, this game feels like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the Lions of last year, looking absolutely great, but there's so many people injured that there's certain games that they just have to be like, we can't. We don't have the people for it.
The Lions was that on defense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I'm not saying the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will lose, and I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will lose. I'm saying, like, if they do lose, it simply comes down to the fact is they have nobody. All of their first string specials skill positions are out.
Yeah, and obviously, just like Nakua and Egbuka is out till week 10 as well.
Yes, so Egbuka, Godwin, Evans, Irvin, all out. Baker Mayfield having to do it on his own. Technically, K. Dalton is out because he's out every week.
That's what his targets spell.
Yeah.
Catches yards 0, targets 7.
007.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing for you, is there? So it was just out.
The Lions have pretty much a super team, realistically, don't they?
Yeah, I think, last game, the run game really didn't get started with Gibbs or Montgomery like I thought it would, regardless of what defense they're going against. I think this will be a run-heavy offense for the Lions this week because, like, the likes of, like, Anton Winfield in the middle of the backfield against Amon-Ra in the slot. I think that might, like, change that connection a bit.
Oh, but by the way, we this is really late on, and before we move on to talking about the final game, or predicting this game, we all didn't say that the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens are on a bye week this week.
I know. I was waiting until the end to say it.
So at least they won't lose any more games. The losers.
Does that mean that we're done with the Bucks and we're moving on to the Texans?
No, because you said it was a prediction game.
Yeah.
So we need to predict it.
All right, you're first.
I still think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win this game, despite having nobody, just because Baker Mayfield has the dog in him. Or is it he's in a dog? I don't know.
Right, I will go Lions then.
Oh, we didn't talk about the penalty.
What penalty?
The Detroit Lions penalty. The bullshit penalty on Mr. Goff.
I mean, we can do, but it was from a previous game that you said you don't want to talk about anymore.
Yeah, but it's not that I don't want to talk about the Chiefs.
Explain what we're about.
So obviously we had the Jared Goff caught a pass, went in for a touchdown. They called it back for a penalty, an ancient rule. I don't think it's been called for ages. Obviously the Lions, like you said, complained about he wasn't under center, so he's allowed to be in motion. The true rule is obviously a T formation. Quarterback cannot go into motion and has to remain still or whatever it is for a second before the ball is snapped. So yeah, they can go in motion, but they can't do it in it. I think it says in an abrupt way, so they have to come to a stop and stay still for a second. Problem is, it's a bit of a bullshit rule in it, realistically. It just gets rid of the fun.
I think, like you said, the Lions are the league leaders in finding out how weird rules work or something.
Yeah, finding obscure rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a very obscure rule.
It's almost like Belichick has left the league and been like, well, I need somebody to like look deep into the archives of rules, and he's just passed it off to the Lions for some reason.
Yeah.
So like, all right, let's just try this shit out.
Yeah.
Let's start deflating balls.
Yeah, Bill loved an obscure rule.
The tuck rule, whatever it is.
That was a rule that was created after the game, by the way. What I will say is I think it obviously when you look at that play and he got called back, it's bullshit because the play, it was just a normal person going in motion. I think the rule is there so the quarterback can't start under center and then kind of run into shotgun and have the ball snapped straight away.
Yeah, I guess.
I imagine that's probably the thing they want to stop, but it does stop these like little silly plays.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's one of them that Goff almost lost the ball anyway.
Yeah.
So there was a chance that even if it wasn't called, it almost didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bit like watching it, and regardless, even if you're a Chiefs fan and seeing that scored on you, it's entertaining and exciting. It feels like very sucking the joy out of the league when you're like, this is the rule. Flag.
Yeah. I know. The last game of the week at 3 a.m., 3 hours after the start of Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Detroit Lions. It's the Houston Texans at the Seattle Seahawks. The Texans 44-10 against the Ravens. Oh no, they won. It was a bye week, wasn't it, for them? And the Seahawks won their game against the weird Jaguars.
Yes, they did.
The Seahawks are looking great. Their offense looks really, really good. Obviously, their last loss against the Buccaneers was just because Baker Mayfield pretty much outplayed them. Other than that, their offense looks really good. Sam Darnold's having a great year, continuing on from last year. However, the Houston Texans defense is really good this year. Really, really good. And they're barely allowing any points. They definitely are playing the old, like, contained style of defense where it's like, we're not going for plays. We just want you to score as little points as possible. 3 and outs, field goals. We're happy with that stuff. We don't need to be going for a pick or for sacks. We're just going to make sure you can't play as much football as you want to play.
And I think Seattle's defense looking good as well.
Yeah.
I think this is just on who can handle the pressure, like through the offensive line and stuff, to get the plays off. Obviously, Stroud, when he has the time and can connect to Nico Collins, great connection. So far, I think Seattle, we've seen against some decent defensive lines,
Yeah.
and had some pressure on it, but him and like getting it to JSN, I feel like has been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the way that JSN can play, and like get the ball in the open space and get those yak yards is insane, considering how last year this was probably one of the bottom O lines.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely have improved.
But yeah, I do. If this was a prediction game, I think I'm leaning more Seattle, but it is purely because I think the Texans O line are worse at handling the pressure. So the run game won't be able to get through as well, and Stroud will be under pressure again.
Oh,
But
I mean,
can't get the passes off.
Their Texans offense isn't good. And I agree with you. I would probably lean towards Seattle just solely based on the poor performances from the offense, but their defense has really impressed me this year. I was just looking it up, and they are the current holders of points per game. They only allowed 12.2 points per game, and the next best is Denver Broncos at 15.8. If you are averaging 12 points a game and allowing your team to win by only having to score 13, and you're 2-3, that shows how bad the offense is. I want to have a look at something.
Yeah, considering like what you've just said points wise, all they have to do is put up
average 13 points.
Yeah, put up what? No, four field goals a game, and the more than likely to go into overtime and stuff like that, or 2 touchdowns. That's all it needs to be like in with a chance against who they're playing with, and they can't do that.
Obviously, they had that one game where they shut out. Was it the Titans?
Yeah, well, yeah, they shut out the Titans 26-0, and then they went against the Ravens, who had just lost Lamar Jackson and destroyed them 44-10.
Yeah, but I mean, look, but didn't they hold? They held like Derrick Henry to under 40 yards. So I mean, if that doesn't say anything about how good that defense is, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I know that whole line was like banged up and everything. But yeah, let me have a look. He had 1 target, 0 receptions, and then 15 carries for 33 yards. So he's his average was 2.2 yards a carry.
0.2 yards a carry is crazy.
No fumbles that game though. Good for him.
So yeah, what I was looking up was I wanted to look at the 2006 Baltimore Ravens, because obviously widely considered probably one of the best, if not the best, defenses of the 2000s, or maybe the Legion of Boom.
I was going to say, it was the Ray Lewis, Ed Reed era.
Exactly. They were allowing that year 12.7 points per game. So they're currently doing better than that.
Jesus.
And that year, obviously, the Ravens made it to the Super Bowl. And currently, was it 2006 they made it to the Super Bowl? Or am I just making that up?
I don't know. You're going down this rabbit hole.
Oh, no,
I
no.
assume you have this information in front of
you. Yeah. Sorry, no. They went 13-3, but they lost in the divisional playoffs. It was to the Colts. But my point is that's a team that were averaging 12 point.
Yeah, with those
whatever, and went 13-3. The Texans are currently doing so much better, and have a losing record. Maybe it's our fault because we kept saying like the Texans are going to win this division because it's automatic, and now it's not looking so automatic.
I mean, we didn't know Indiana Jones would pop off like this.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Nobody fucking did.
To circle back, the Seahawks are definitely my pick for winning this game.
Yep, same for me.
And that's it. That about wraps it up. Unless you want to talk about the people in the bye week and how you think they're going to do.
Bye week dominant as ever. Absolutely like destroying teams.
They've never lost a game.
No.
The bye week have never lost a game.
But yeah, just so the people know out there, because Sam fucked up and forgot to say that the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens are on a bye week, and good for the Bills. They need this rest absolutely. After getting absolutely destroyed in week 6,
by
week
the
5
Falcons.
they got beat a bit, but yeah, week 6 they took a hammering.
Yeah, because we loosened the jar for you.
Yeah. We got all the gherkins and juice, baby. And then the Ravens are just completely fucked.
Oh yeah, I think it's like no team has ever made it to the playoffs after starting 1-5. So
there was a defensive line player. Is it Owe? His last name?
Yeah.
Oweh. I think he went something like 15 games without a sack for them, and like before that, he looked decent. First game, being at the Chargers, he got a sack and like 2 tackle for losses. It just shows like how the schemes and everything and the coaching does matter.
Yeah.
Because I mean the defense was great when it was Mike McDonald, who's now the Seahawks head coach, and it has slowly just gone downhill since. So yeah, the bye week could destroy them as well.
Yeah. So I lied, by the way. The 1970 Bengals, the 2015 Chiefs, the 2018 Colts, and the 2020 Washington football team made it to the playoffs, starting 1-5.
Oh yeah. Let's just go back over the prediction games. So we had the Raiders at the Chiefs. I've gone Raiders. You've gone Chiefs. We had the Colts at the Chargers. I've gone Chargers. You've gone Colts. And then we had the Buccaneers at the Lions. I have gone Lions. You have gone Buccaneers. We are currently, after 6 weeks of prediction games, sitting at me on 12 correct predictions and you on 9. So I do have a full week that I can just lose. I don't want to.
So can you say the scores again, please?
12 and 9. Wow, what did you want me to say? Do you want me to say that like weird trend of 6-7?
No. I don't even know what that is. To be honest with you. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Jake Moody, I would have had another perfect week. That bastard. That rat bastard.
I'm just... Sorry, the reason I'm blown away by this, I was just looking at the teams that went 1-5, right? And I was like, in 2020, the Washington football team made it to the playoffs. I was like, they weren't that good of a team. Because it was like Alex Smith was their quarterback. Like he just left the Chiefs. They made the playoffs despite going 7-9 that year. And
that's like an NFC South star.
Yeah, and exactly. And it wasn't because they were a wild card team. They were 7-9. The Giants were 6-10. The Cowboys were 6-10, and the Eagles were 4-11-1. What a shit season! What, like, crazy. Anyway.
I've been your host, Smit, with that guy that is Smit on Instagram and Instagram only. Sam, still no socials.
Still no socials. Not the tequila or whatever it is. You want to
Well, we've came up with a few over the course of this year. Apparently, none of them are good enough for you. But you can follow the podcast at BritCaveBlitz on socials.
Is there anything I want to say? Yeah. Up the Pats. Fuck the Bills, fuck the Ravens. We're the best team in the AFC.
Okay. My final thing was it wasn't a catch. You could clearly see the ball move in the replay.
BritCaveBlitz!